welcome everyone to Fated Worlds Blades in the Dark. Today, sadly, we are once again without a Dimmy, especially since we're going to be jumping in, if not mid-fight, then like right at the beginning of what looks like it's going to degenerate into a fight. But, you know, yeah, who knows? We'll muddle through. How is everybody?
Good. The weather is really nice.
Oh,
It's a little hot in here, but otherwise,
yeah, I'm. If the weather is
because of me.
If the weather is really nice there, I'm jealous because I mean today has not been nearly as crazy hot that it'd probably get too hot, and yesterday was terrible, and but it was probably about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and we were talking about Fahrenheit, Celsius, and how silly us Americans have it with the Fahrenheit and non-metric system. Anyway, randomness.
I didn't say that, but
like right now it's perfect outside. It's like 70 Fahrenheit, which is like 21 Celsius. But it's 10 a.m., so it's not gonna stay there.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I
feel your pain.
Yeah. So, Kelso, why don't I just go ahead and turn it over to you, and I'm going to refresh my Roll20 browser, because apparently you guys can't see my pretty or hideous face, depending on your point of view.
I mean, right?
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's all black right
That's
now.
why I usually play. Yeah.
A hideous and gorgeous face. That's like Dionia, right?
Yes. Alluring yet sinister.
Yes, precisely. So we left off at a pretty exciting point last week as the crew had oh, there you are.
Yay!
Your background is so white, it's distracting.
Sorry. It gets worse.
Oh my. So yeah, we were about to have a confrontation. Boy, that word was surprisingly hard to say. You guys had arranged it in an alley, I believe? Am I remembering that right?
No, in an abandoned building.
Yeah,
an abandoned building, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like a warehouse.
A warehouse.
But it could just be regular abandoned building rather than a warehouse, probably.
Oh man, I'm all about abandoned warehouses. Apparently you remember what's going on better than I do, so please refresh my memory real quickly, because I remember you guys getting a bit of a mission.
Yeah, we were going to fight, or we were going to talk to the canal dockers, and like there were 6 men there, on top of the guy that was I think supposed to talk with us, the representative. And 3 of them were Basso's men, but they weren't friendly. And there was a concoction of Zinged that made them and Zinged more...
No, not me. I resisted it.
Did you?
Yes, but I got so much stress. It wasn't worth it.
You got stressed out. Okay, fair enough.
Super stressed out.
They're yeah, just remember that you rolled bad, but you rolled to resist it, of course, so you must have. But they are more likely to be friendly, so who knows? They might not fight.
Yeah, I remembered I talked to thing in our basement about showing up as well.
Right, so the thing in your basement is there and ready. Where did I put my notes on this? Like, I remember writing this stuff down and I can't find it. So
I think you wrote it down with a pencil on your computer.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I don't know, Kelso. That never happens to me.
I know, right? Let's see here. Aha! Right here.
I remember that.
Cool.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, oh, I remember writing this somewhere. Okay, here we go. No longer trapped beneath the bridge. Oh, yes, that's right. That's where my notes are at. Okay, so here we are in the abandoned warehouse talking to these canal dockers. There's 6 thugs and the canal docker representative, and
we also lost our person who's best at talking.
Awkward. So I'm gonna have to be Leah for now, and once this scene is over, she's gonna go and be somewhere else for a little while.
Farouk does have social skills.
Something really weird happened, and you're like twice.
Yeah.
I am?
It is very sinister and alluring, especially with angle.
Oh, I know what it is. Sorry about that. I just did that. Okay, sorry about that. Should we be better now?
Fine.
So yeah, Farouk has some social skills as well, although, you know, they're tinged with crazy.
I see you twice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Brain AFK for a second.
That's because I was trying to do something tricky. I can stop if it bugs you guys.
I just showed you what it looks like. It pushes all of us up, which kind of...
If it's in the way, okay, I'll just stop.
In the way.
Okay.
I don't know what you were doing, but it was tricky. Okay. So, right. So you guys are there in the meeting, and Lon knows that half of these thugs are actually in the employ of Bazo Baz. They are kind of on loan, you could say, from the Lampblacks. The canal dockers have a bit of a deal worked out there because they don't have enough thugs. Unfortunately, what Lan does not know is that even though Lan is good friends with Bazo,
Leah was the one who did that.
Oh, it was Leah? You're right, sorry. Well, what you all don't know is... God, I can't read. Lan and Leah, you guys are terrible. You're ruining me. No,
sorry.
It's fine. What you guys don't know is that those thugs are actually not on your side. They're not against you per se, but they are definitely not going to jump to your aid. So that might cause problems.
Well, except that they haven't yet heard the word of Diania. Perhaps they can be swayed.
Perhaps that will change. I see.
Perhaps.
Possibly, but currently they are not on your side.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do? The 4 of you are there. I will roll for Leah, but if you guys have any ideas of something you think that would be helpful for her to do, I will take that into consideration.
Well, she's mainly good at talking, but, you know, it would kind of, I think it would feel a bit like cheating to have her do the talking when she's not really here. So I think Farouk should do it anyway.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I remember at the end of the last session, I was totally planning on doing this desperate attempt to like proselytize and get a couple of them interested in.
And you guys were going to try to. I think you were saying we were going to try to use the being from beneath the bridge as a bonus presence to that, because of like, or maybe I was just inferring this because the being underneath the bridge is what gives your sanctuary that +1 to command and sway. Fictionally, we decided, and so I thought that you were going to try to utilize it in order to get a bonus there, or are you just holding it in reserve in case you need to just rip some people apart?
Good question.
I'm all in favor of ripping people apart.
Yeah. I as much as I would love to have like its eeriness adding to it and adding to our chances here, I think we might be better off holding it in reserve because I'm expecting this attempt to just fail. I mean, I want to try it, and if like 1 or 2 people decide, oh yes, I want to see the goddess too, and yes, she does walk the streets of Dustfall. That'd be great, but I don't want that to be our only card in hand.
Can I give Farouk a hand?
Yeah, totally.
I would like to look sinister, and I think because of I've had training in being a badass, but I've also I have this creature that has a hold on me, right? So maybe I can let some of the darkness shine through and impress them like that. To help to give Farouk a hand and make his words all the more convincing.
Yeah. So, that costs you 1 stress, and
I shall take that.
And then you get an extra die, Farouk.
All right. So I guess this is going to be sway. I think that fits more than command in this situation. It's an extra die, and this is desperate. All right.
And you're gonna have lesser effect, but it's not impossible to do anything here. What are you saying to them to proselytize Dionia?
I think just a moment. Why am I fiddling with something graphically right now? Because I really want to have the roll output up when I do this roll.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that sorry. Is that yes, there have been tensions between us before, but now you must see the light of Dionia. She walks the streets of Dustfall. Come, join us together. We shall bathe in that light.
All right, let's see how convincing you are.
All right.
Oh
wow.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Wow, that wasn't just a 1, that was 2 1s.
Is this a critical failure?
The worst. Well, it's a failure on a desperate roll. Make sure you mark that XP for rolling on desperate.
Okay.
And also
okay, where do I mark that?
Okay, so on your character sheet, there is a on the playbook page, there's that's going to be resolve, and you make that 1 out of 6.
Okay.
And I also would say that this is I'm going to give you one for a tough challenge with arcane power or knowledge, because trying to invoke Diania here is kind of weird and whispery. It's not exactly how it says, but I'd like to give you an XP for that as well, so you can mark that in your playbook XP. Oh boy. Now, so on a desperate action, at a 1 to 3, it's the worst outcome. You suffer harm, a serious complication occurs, or you lose this opportunity for action. All of those.
Okay.
Immediately, the group of thugs springs into action and attacks. You are going to take a you are going to take 2 pistol shots to the gut, which is serious harm. You cannot do anything without help, as you're bleeding out and your intestines have been punctured, and gut wounds are usually very, very bad news.
Okay, I think I would definitely like to resist that.
I bet you would. Let me finish telling you what else goes wrong.
Okay.
And you can roll that. So you lose the opportunity for action is pretty obvious. We've escalated from talking to fighting. And also, a serious complication occurs. The canal docker that you were there to talk to darts. He runs for the door. So you're just dealing with 6 thugs and are going to be bleeding out on the floor. Now tell me, how would you like to resist this?
Good question. I think that my best bet here, I mean, it's the... Okay, so if I call upon the thing in the basement now, like as part of trying to defend, does that mean that we won't have, it won't be part of things sort of ongoing through this fight, or no?
No, it can be part of things ongoing through the fight.
Okay.
So, to resist a gunshot wound, that is going to be physique, and you can just roll, prowess. Sorry, that's the right term. Look at a character sheet and remember how words work. So you can just click the button next to where the XP tracker for prowess is, and that'll automatically roll it and calculate how much stress you're going to take.
Okay.
This is only going to reduce it from being severe to being minor. So you're still getting shot, just not as badly.
Okay.
And if you would like to also resist the other guy running away, tell me how, and we'll talk about it.
Sure. So I think that for that part, it'll be calling in the thing from the basement and having its manifest, as it approaches the altercation, coming from the direction that he's running to. So, kind of running smack at it, and attempting to attune it into being very scary and causing him pause and perhaps to... I guess it's true. He's not going to see the light, but he may stop in place so that maybe the situation can be recovered. So first off, I'm rolling prowess. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Nice for
All
zero
right.
stress.
0 stress. Good job.
Crazy.
Nice.
Should have been the other way around.
Probably.
No, that's.
Rolling a 6 on the sway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been much better.
It would have been much better.
Okay. So then, am I rolling resolve for trying to keep him from for resisting him running off, or
kind of depends on how you want to resist him running off. If you want to be like implementing the like go mysterious beast from under the bridge, that's going to be different than if you're going to be like, I'm a whisper and I use magic to slam the doors shut. Or
yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing I could potentially do. Like,
well, you don't. I don't think you actually have that one.
I definitely don't have that like that play.
Yeah, not yet. So probably the first one.
Yeah.
Usually. I'm gonna say insight. No, resolve. Yeah. It would either be insight or resolve. Consequences from deception or understanding. That would be you. Kind of getting an idea that he was gonna bolt, and doing the like saying the key phrase or whatever immediately before he gets away, or from mental strain or willpower, you being able to bark out the phrase even though you just took a wound to the gut. Like it's only grazing, by the way. Yep. So you can put reduce a level 1 harm of grazed. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to put abdomen in parentheses or whatever, just to keep note of it, then.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, definitely. Once I see him already starting to run, being all come forth and you stop and all that.
Okay. Go ahead and see what happens.
Okay, so resolve. Maybe I'm being shot. Maybe I'm taking consequences, but I'm stress free about it.
You're like, it's fine.
It's only a flesh wound.
You all may not be bathing in the light of Theonia, but I am, so it's okay.
So, before we get into fighting,
or not,
one of these big muscly guys, in fact, the biggest and most muscly guys, has probably been looking around at us with like a nervous and angry look in his face, and he looked a bit pale. And that was probably because, previously I tried to threaten his wife and kid so that he would be a bit more cooperative.
Okay.
So I would like to go back in time and make sure that this fellow knows which side he's fighting.
Or he wants to kill us even more.
That depends on how it goes, obviously.
So what blah blah blah. So we're gonna do a flashback. Tell me what happens in this.
So I think just to make sure that he really is cooperative, I would have just kidnapped his wife and daughter.
That's
damn!
good.
All right.
And maybe. I think I would have sent him, a cut of his daughter's hair with a note, warning him to be friendly. So.
All right. That sounds like a command to me.
Fair enough. How much stress do I take for it?
I'm gonna say 2 because not trusting that like what Leah already did to make them friendly.
It would have been one of the others.
Oh, one
I
of the
imagine,
others.
but...
It's still going to be 2 then in that case to research, figure out who would be coming on this mission.
Okay, sure. I would happily take a devil's bargain here.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is too good.
Okay.
You don't know this yet, but after you kidnapped his wife and daughter, his daughter actually managed to escape from where you guys have him locked up. So when you go to return them, he's not there.
Okay.
Right.
That should be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Lon. Okay.
Hey, be good. Nice.
Very cool.
I rolled a 6, but not a crit.
All right. Yeah, you do it. He's on your side.
Cool. I'm so stressed out right now, but it was worth it.
How much stress do you have?
6. I had 3 left over. Then I got 1 from doing the flash. Oh no. Huh? I'm not sure. I guess I had 4. I'm not sure, but I'm at 6, I think. Or 5. Let me see.
All right. What about Zig? What are you gonna do here?
Well, so there's a bit of chaos right now, and I just might try to make the chaos a bit. Chaos is good, but only if I induce it. So,
of course,
let's try to make everyone calm down. Even though I don't have the skill set for that, but I still try.
Well, you can totally invoke that people are more likely to listen.
Yeah, you've got that trait currently.
Yeah, I'm going
Cat,
to.
you don't fit in that box. Sorry, I got distracted.
All right, settle down. This is going nowhere.
So what's your intent here? Is to get them to drop arms?
I just want that we go back to what we originally planned, like talking more like dictating what we want them to accept. So yeah, I'm not liking how this is going. I just want everybody to stay calm for a moment and go back to reason. So what should I roll for that?
So it sounds like you're trying to soothe people and calm them down. That sounds like a sway to me. Or possibly a command if you're like demanding that they calm down.
Yeah, I'm doing that. It doesn't matter because I don't have any points in both, but command sounds more fitting to the manner. So yeah, and extra one because of the drug.
Okay, and this is desperate because the fighting has already kind of commenced, but there's a lot of chaos going on. But you can certainly try. It's gonna have a reduced effect. You can unless you get a crit, not everybody is gonna stop, but you might get some people to stand down or at least pause. So if you want to go ahead and roll that, let's see what happens.
I certainly do.
All right.
Nice.
You succeed.
What's happening? Why do I always get the sixes?
Hey, you know what? That's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is, certainly.
So yeah, you succeed. It's not without consequence, or it's not completely. The fighting does not completely stop, but the people hesitate. You've got like a beat to try to de-escalate this before it goes any further.
Can I do something in that beat?
Yeah.
So I would like to attack someone, but in a bit of an unusual way.
All right, you guys got a moment to try to de-escalate stuff. Cool, I'm going to attack.
Don't worry. My attack is supposed to de-escalate. So, amongst my things, I have got an unusual weapon. A weapon that's more meant for shocking someone than, for really doing damage. Because the weapon I brought is a bottle of TikTok. So if I open it, it just screams at someone very loudly.
Oh my god. Oh no.
So I'm just gonna try and shock someone into doing nothing by using my unusual weapon.
That's definitely
so for the
point
audience,
for our organization because we are strange, because we are shouting battle.
Definitely. So for the rest of the audience who is maybe not caught up on this or forgot, during the first episode, TikTok, one of the members of their cult, beat up some homeless people, and in retaliation to make sure that everyone knows that the cult takes care of its own if they do something untoward, Zigd liquefied him, but he's still alive. And so he's in a large vat back at their base within a bridge. And now Lon has taken a small bottle of part of him. And all right, let's see what happens when you uncork this bottle in someone's face.
Okay, what do I do to do that? Where's my...
This sounds like you're trying to intimidate him. So that would be a command.
Fair enough.
And unless you would like to tell me how
I'd happily take a devil's bargain here.
Okay. Does anyone else have an idea of a devil's bargain?
So maybe something to do with TikTok that has an unfortunate effect on him if he's being separated into bottles.
Yeah, I was thinking the same kind of thing. Okay.
But TikTok, you can't. But it's poor TikTok. And he does something and he has to pay for it. That sounds like something I would do.
Right. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking that by separating him into these bottles, you're not going to be able to put him back together again?
I think I can put him, or I can't maybe put him, but that he's gone insane. Like that's why he screams, right? Because it hurts so much, and it messes with his mind, I imagine.
TikTok is crazy.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Until I cure him.
He'll still be crazy. That's
until I cure his craziness.
When you can't cure crazy, that's the problem.
I can.
I think that basically you're effectively giving TikTok some trauma of like haunted and paranoid. But you have succeeded.
Oh, I like
But
that.
he'll still have all his pieces parts if we manage to unliquefy him.
You can still put him back together, but when you do, like, he'll physically be put back together, but maybe not mentally put back together.
I think we can live with that.
Paranoid members are useful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just opened the bottle in someone's face and just like a giant scream.
Yeah, okay. They are completely cowed. They're like, holy shit, what the fuck is this screaming bottle? Maybe I don't really want to fight you. Something about a goddess walking the world? I mean, they're like, they're starting to feel a little bit cowed, and you guys haven't even done anything except get shot at. So
I opened a bottle.
Yeah. That was not a desperate
we could
roll
convert them
because you'd already had kind of a break. You were at a risky position. I think this is pushing you guys up into a dominant position to try to resolve this here. So what do you do next? You've got a bottle screaming in the faces of these 6 thugs who are kind of freaking out because this is really weird, and this is weird for Duskfall standards. This is not your typical ghost or demon sighting. This is not spoopy whisper bullshit that sometimes happens. This is a bottle of screaming essences that is swirling around and smells like meat.
Raw liquefied meat.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's time my turn to like fuck things up again. So
Okay. Good job.
Did I allow you to borrow some TikTok?
I don't know. Maybe you guys are gonna need to have a conversation about that.
Probably Lan. I imagine he didn't ask.
I just said that loud to you. Did I allow you to borrow a bottle of TikTok?
Like, you can see that Lan is about to say something, and then he shuts his mouth again, and he just thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just ignores, like, Zing, because why the hell is he doing this in the middle of a sentence?
Not the time.
This is not the time.
Also,
right,
Lan doesn't really have a reply, you know.
Actually, I just want to show everyone that I created it, so that they all remember.
All right. Well, what does Farouk do?
Let me see. I guess he's just gonna spout off again about how, despite your betrayal, it is not too late to come to an understanding. Even now, you can avoid poor TikTok's fate. But the window on that is closing.
Okay. Are you trying to?
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure with that phrasing. If you're trying to command them or if you're trying to sway them, like, how do you feel about what you're trying to do here?
Yeah, I could see it as either. It seems like we've been doing a lot of command, so let's call it sway.
You can do whatever you like. Also, just real quick, Lon, I want you to take a playbook advance for addressing a tough challenge with violence or threats. Opening up that bottle of TikTok was very clearly a threat. So I just want to make sure that we're marking. We're going to try to get in the habit of marking those playbook advances as we do them, so that we don't forget about them at the end of the session.
What about the abducting the wife and child thing? That was also
definitely a thing. So take another XP for that. Thank you, Mark. This is exactly why I'm trying to do it as we go along. So,
Okay. So much as it might be cool to invoke a devil's bargain here. I think I'm just gonna push myself this way. So that costs 2 stress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I give Farouk a hand?
Yeah, if you'd like to spend another stress and give him an extra die, absolutely. What are you doing or saying?
I'm gonna bet on this working.
What are you doing or saying to give him a hand here?
So as he starts talking, I immediately like abruptly quirk the bottle. And I just give them an intimidating, you better listen to this guy now stare.
Yeah, I feel it. Okay. So yeah, get an extra die from that.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, not a 6, but not a 1, so there's that.
All right. Well, 5 is still a success, but there is a consequence. You guys are in a controlled position because you bought yourself a little bit of standing room just by being fucking weird as shit. You do it, but there's a consequence. It takes extra time, you have reduced effect, you suffer lesser harm, you end up in a risky position. I think here it's going to I think it's going to have reduced effect and you end up in a risky position. So you successfully got them to kind of stand down and listen, but you're on thin ice basically at this point. Like you push them really hard and then you're like, listen to me, I'm gonna tell you how it is, you've got one last chance, at which point they're willing to go back to being to negotiating instead of fighting, but the tension in the air is still really palatable and it feels like it could slip back into a fight at any moment. So what do? The representative from the canal dockers is gonna push his way to the front of the thugs, and he's a little bit ashen faced, but he looks up to you, Farouk, and he says, "Doc."
Okay, so remind me of what we wanted to get out of this meeting. Was it just like access to the
plan was, now that I found my notes, the plan was to convince the canal dockers to allow you guys to tax trade underneath your bridge and share the profits with the canal dockers, and then betray them and take all the profits for yourself.
Yeah, I think like we were going to do it in such a way that we would technically keep to the deal, but we would make it unable for them to take the tax themselves.
Yeah, basically that was the plan.
So that way, like, it wouldn't be clear that we're betraying them, but they would probably suspect it.
Yeah, the plan was to get them on board so that you guys would split taxes under of boats traveling under your bridge 50-50. And then phase 2 is to go to their warehouse and prevent them from actually taking any of those taxes for themselves.
I thought my plan was better. Just make everything around the bridge stink so much that it have to go away.
So, yeah, I think what I'm looking to do here is just kind of lay out we know that you have uh, your own needs, and you have a proposal. Perhaps together we can derive some extra value from those who must cross beneath our bridge. And together, both your gang and we, as the hands of Diania, can both prosper in this fashion. I don't know. That was completely inarticulate. I apologize.
Well, let's see how inarticulate Farouk really was. If you would like to roll for that here.
Okay. So this is looking a lot more like another sway to me. And let me see. I guess this time I'll go with a devil's bargain. I think that probably most reasonably is even if they agree, we're both going to be looking for the best time to betray each other.
Yeah, I can totally feel that. Okay. Basically they feel you're saying the devil's bargain is that now they are looking for a option to get that get a betrayal on you as well. Like, okay, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, it might be an unwise devil's bargain, but
oh no, it's great.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Okay, here we go. Ha ha ha
ha! Sweet. What is this with all the green rolls?
All right.
Since the start of the game, we've rolled a 1.
Yeah.
And then just green rolls and a 5, and then more green.
Pretty good. So.
Oh, and Kelsey, you mentioned that your mic has a tendency to get staticky. I think that's happening if there's. I mean, if there's nothing that you can actually do about it, then don't worry about it. But
I have to unplug it and replug it back in. Give me 2 seconds. Did that fix it?
Yes, yep. Sounds good.
Fantastic. I knew that would work. Great. Thank you for letting me know. That makes my life a lot easier, and I'm sure it makes our audience's life a lot easier. So they don't have to listen to me going, "Oh my god." So, yeah, you succeed. I think that's pretty much going to be the end of this this score. You guys have gotten the canal doctors to agree. It's a very tenuous treaty, but now you are sharing the profits between the two of you for any taxes implemented on boats passing underneath your bridge. So I think we can go ahead and wrap that up unless you guys had anything else you wanted to do while you're here in this abandoned warehouse with the canal docker and the 6 thugs?
Not really.
Okay.
I imagine the next thing I would like to do is, give this guy his wife and daughter back, unassuming of, what has transpired in my absence.
Yeah. We'll get to that. So we've got so the payoff is going to be what you get for succeeding the mission. We're going to go through this real quick. So you get rep for every tier of your target. Your target was obviously the canal dockers. They are level 2, so you guys are going to get 2 rep, and then so now you guys actually have some rep.
What does rep do for us? What can we do with it?
Rep is how you guys strengthen your hold and then eventually become a larger gang. Right now, you guys are a tier 0 crew, which means that you're not even really on the radar of most of the other gangs in the city. You have a weak hold. In order to become a tier 1 gang, first you have to go from having a weak hold to having a firm hold. And then you can, once you fill up your rep bar again, you can either go from a firm hold to a strong hold, or from a firm hold to a weak hold and become a tier 1 gang.
Okay.
So that's up to you guys once you get to that point, but you're just starting out. Your first score didn't earn you any rep because it was all kind of internal. Mm-hmm. So you also get coin. This is going to earn you 6 coin as representative by basically the taxes that you guys start pulling in, and eventually it may earn you more. But right now, basically, you just are going to get 6 coin to represent over the course of an amount of time getting taxes, and splitting it with. I'm going to actually give you 1 less coin than that because you're kind of splitting it between you guys and the canal dockers.
Sure.
So you're going to get 5 coins to split between you all. And then you're going to earn heat based on the conflict. So nobody died, so that's good. This was not smooth and quiet, but it was fairly contained, so that's 2 heat. It was not a very high profile or well-connected target. This was on specifically neutral turf, so I'm not going to say hostile turf. And you're not at war and no one died, so that is going to just be 2 heat, which is not bad.
How does heat get reduced?
Heat gets reduced as a downtime action. You guys can, 1 or more of you can specifically choose to go out of your way to try to reduce the heat. You tell me how, whether it is mending fences with the canal dockers, or talking to a contact in the paper, or working with the blue coats to like paying them off in bribes or what have you. That's what reduces your heat.